documentation lang po. Ayan, salamat. So, start na tayo. Okay, so number 1. So, sa number 1 is most of you got the correct answer. So, somehow, mayroong sumagot na iba dun sa other items. Okay, so let's find out. From number 1, it says that a teacher who subscribes to the pragmatic philosophy of education believes that experience study should follow learning in her teaching. Which of the following does she do to support her belief? Okay, so sabi dyan is using the pragmatic philosophy of education. So whenever we read or pag nabasa natin or na-encounter natin yung pragmatic, so when we say pragmatic, it is based on reality. So pragmatic means practical application. Okay. So nasaan ba dyan yung mayroong practical or in a relation to reality or real experience? Okay, nasaan dyan yung nagpapakita ng pragmatic practical application? Okay, so the correct answer, okay, so let's eliminate. So maraming sumagot sa inyo ng letter C, okay, which is the correct answer, and somehow may sumagot na 17 doon sa letter B, and letter A naman is 7, and isang sumagot ng letter D. Okay, so tignan natin. The correct answer is letter C, providing learners opportunities to apply theories and principles. So yun po yung concept ng pragmatic philosophy. Okay, so let's rationalize. So when we say pragmatism, it is also an experientialism. So nakabase siya into experience. And then pag sinabi nating pragmatism or pragmatic, so it is experience or observe is or are real. Again, pag sinabi nating pragmatic or pragmatism, nakabase siya into reality, real experience or practical application. Okay, so somehow sabi dito ni Charles Sanders Peirce, they believe that thought must be produce action rather than linger in mind and lead to indecisiveness. So, yun yung concept ng pragmatism. Okay, number 2. So, sa number 2 naman is, ayan, so maraming nalito sa inyo dito. So, iilan lang yung nakakuha ng dun sa correct answer natin. So, ano ba yung correct answer natin dito sa number 2? Okay, so what concept describe Francisco's ability to walk, ayun, so ability to walk without a support at age of 12 months because of the internal ripening. So the clue word there is internal ripening. So that occurred in his muscles, bones, and nervous system development. Okay, so ano yung answer nyo dito? Okay, let's see. Pag sinabi natin na development, okay, so ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng development? Okay, when we say development, it is what? Okay, it is the influence of heredity and environment. So, mayroong influence ang social dito sa development. So, yun ba ang hinahanap natin dito sa number 2? Of course, that is not a development. Okay, next. Hindi rin siya learning. So when we say learning, so ito yung mga natututunan natin. And when we say maturation naman, maturation, okay, pertains to what? Okay, so when we say maturation, it refers to the developmental changes in our body as a result of aging. Okay, so that is the development that goes with the age and proceeds from simple to complex. That is maturation. And pag sinabi naman natin na growth, that is pertains to what? Okay, pag sinabi natin growth, pertains to a physical change or increase in size. So the correct answer is maturation. Okay, pag sinabi nating maturation, it in terms of age or development into what? Okay? That is, ayan, nakalagay na dyan, that is occurred in his muscles, bones, and nervous system development. So that is maturation. So it reaches the full functionality of our body. Okay, so wag kayong malilito dun sa differences between the maturation and development. So again, pag sinabi nating development, that is the influence of heredity and environment. So pag sinabi nating heredity, that is nature or the process of transferring traits from one generation to another. And pag sinabi naman nating environment, that is nurture. That is pertains to what? Okay, surrounding conditions that influence our growth and development. Again, pag sinabi nating growth, that is the physical size or genetically controlled. Okay, so yun yung pagkakaiba ng tatlong yan. Okay? So maraming sumagot sa inyo ng development and ilan lang ang sumagot dun sa maturation. Okay, number 3. O, dito naman. So it talks about the theory which helps Miss Samson determine the readiness of her learners by administering a readiness test. Okay, so what is your answer? Okay, so dito sa number 3, is maraming sumagot sa inyo ng cognitive development theory. So, bakit cognitive development theory yung sagot ninyo? So, ayan ba? Yung clue ba ninyo dyan is to administer a readiness test? So, dun kayo nag-jump up dun sa cognitive development. So, the correct answer is maturation theory. Okay, so maturation theory or maturational theory. Ayan, so maturational theory is what? That is the concept or the theory of just cells. Ayan, just cells maturation theory. So, pag sinabi nating maturation theory, so sinabi dito that is to determine the readiness or the capacity of the learners by administering a test or ayun, so by administering a readiness test. So, that is a maturational theory or maturational theory. Okay, sorry. So maturational theory, that is the development determined by primarily internal factors. Again, maturation or maturational theory of readiness. That is one being fully developed and functioning in a certain area. Pag sinabi naman natin ethology, that is the study of behavior and development in evolutionary perspective. Again, pag sinabi naman natin cognitive development, ito naman yung concept or theory ni Jean Piaget, which is the sensory, motor, the pre-operational, concrete operational, and the formal operational period. Okay, so yun po yung tinatawag natin na maturation theory of Jessels. Okay, so wag pong kakalimutan yon. Next, number 4. Okay, so itong number 4 is madali lang ito. Okay, ano yung sagot nyo dito sa number 4? Ayan, so dito sa number 4 is maraming nakakuha ng correct answer, which is latency. Okay, very good. That is latency. To attend or the focuses her attention on the schoolwork and vigorous play. Okay, so tignan natin. Okay, so we have Sigmund Freud's psychosexual stage. So dito sa psychosexual stage, we have two terms. Okay, ano yung mnemonics pala natin dito? That is OA palagi. Okay, so that is our mnemonics. Again, OA palagi. Okay, so that is oral and anal, phallic, latency, and genital. Okay, so we have two terms na lagi niyong tatandaan when it comes to psychosexual stage of Sigmund Freud. That is the erogenous zone and fixation. Pag sinabi natin erogenous zone, that is the pleasure area. And pag sinabi naman natin fixation, that is the results from failure to satisfy the needs of a particular stage. Okay, so first, we have the oral stage. Okay, so under oral stage, that is birth to 18 months. Okay, so ano nga ba yung nabubuo dito sa oral stage? Okay, so we have the oral pleasures, which is the sucking stage of a child. Okay, so ano nga ba yung erogenous zone or the pleasure area of a child when it comes to oral? Okay, that is mouth. Okay, mouth is the pleasure area of the oral stage. Pag sinabi naman nating fixation, so ano nga ba yung failure? Okay, what is the failure to satisfy the needs? Okay, meron tayong oral receptive and oral aggressive. Pag sinabi naman nating oral receptive, that is the tends to smoke, drink, alcohol, and overeat. So pag napabayaan yung isang bata under the oral receptive, so they are tends to, so paglaki nila is matututo sila na manigarilyo, drink alcohol, and overeat. Kasi dito sa oral, since it is oral, mouth, so kapag hindi natin nasatisfy yung needs ng mga bata, paglaki nila is, ayun, matututo sila na maninigarilyo and iinom ng alak or overeat. Pag sinabi naman nating oral aggressive, that is the tendency to bite nails or the use curse words and gossiping. Okay, dyan po pumapasok yung oral aggressive or yung tendency na kinakagat ng bata yung kuko nila. Okay, 'di ba napapansin niyo 'yan sa mga bata? So that is under oral stage. Again, the pleasure area is their mouth. Okay, so mouth, that is sucking. Okay, kung ano-ano yung mga sinusubo ng mga bata. Kaya nabuo yung fixation na oral receptive and oral fixation or oral aggressive. Okay. Next, we have the anal stage. So ano nga naman ngayon yung nandito sa anal stage? Okay, pag sa oral is birth to 18 months, so dito naman is 18 months to 3 years old. So ano naman yung nandito sa or yung characteristics ng anal stage? Okay, so anal stage, it is the child finds what? Satisfaction in retaining and eliminating feces. Okay, ito naman yung sa bowel movement ng bata. Ayan, so ano pa ba yung mabubuo or characteristic under anal stage? So yung erogenous or the pleasure area is the anus. Okay, yung anus naman ng bata dito sa anal stage. So ano naman yung fixation? So ano yung failure kapag hindi natin natugunan yung problems na mabubuo dito sa anal stage? Okay, meron tayong anal retentive and anal expulsive. Okay, so pag sinabi nating anal retentive, so ito yung obsession with cleanliness, perfection, and control. Again, pag naituro natin ng maayos yung, ayan, halimbawa dun sa kapag magsi-CR yung bata, so ayan, so 3 years old, 'di ba mayroong mga magulang na kapag napupupo yung yung anak nila is 'di ba tinuturuan nila na ayan, so mag-CR or mag-CR dun sa talagang CR, and yung iba naman is kung saan-saan nila pinapapupo yung kanilang mga anak. So yun naman yung papasok yung anal expulsive. So paglaki ng bata is magiging messy siya or magulo. Again, sa anal retentive, kapag tinuruan mo ng mabuti or tama, so paglaki niya is ma-obsess siya into cleanliness, so magiging malinis siya palagi, feeling niya is perfect siya, and controlled niya yung kanyang ginagawa. Unlike dun sa anal expulsive, which is the person becomes messy and disorganized. Kasi kung saan-saan mo siya tinuturo or tinuturuan na halimbawa dun siya magpupo dun sa halimbawa sa likod nyo, okay, dun sa lupa. So paglaki niya is ma-adapt niya yung pagiging magulo or without the what do you call this? Yung tamang pangangalaga ng isang parent. Okay. Next is the phallic stage naman. So dito naman sa phallic stage, that is the 3 years to 6 years old. So diyan naman pumapasok ngayon yung genitals or the pleasure area of the child is their genitals. So ano yung nabubuong 2 stage under phallic stage? O sige nga, ano yung mabubuong concept dito sa phallic stage? Di ba we have two types? Ano yung complex na yon?
Oedipus complex and Electra complex po.
Very good. So, mabubuo ngayon dito yung Oedipus complex and Electra complex. So, what is the differences between Oedipus complex and Electra complex? Okay, anyone? Okay, ano yung pinaka-keyword natin when it comes to Oedipus complex and in terms of Electra complex? Okay, who wants to try or who wants to share their ideas between the Oedipus complex and Electra complex? Okay, wala. Ayan, pag sinabi nating Oedipus complex, that is the attachment of son to mother. Okay, nagiging mama's boy, yung isang anak. Okay, pag Electra complex naman, that is daughter to father. Okay, that is the differences between Oedipus complex and Electra complex. Okay, so Oedipus complex, that is mas attached si son dun sa kanyang mother. Unlike sa Electra complex, that is the daughter naman to the relationship of her father. Okay, that is the differences between Oedipus and Electra complex. Okay, ano yung pang-apat na types of psychosexual stage? That is the latency stage. Pag sinabi naman ng latency stage, that is 6 years to puberty. Okay, dyan naman pumapasok yung ayan, yung focus on the acquisition of physical and academic skills ng isang bata. Okay, boys relate more with boys and girls relate with girls during this stage. Okay. Pag genital stage naman, yan naman yung puberty onwards. Okay, their pleasure area or the beginning stage is their genitals. Okay, begins at the start of puberty when sexual urges are awakened. So, natututo nun silang ma-identify kung ano yung kanilang gender or sexuality. Okay, adolescents focus their sexual urges towards their opposite sex. Okay? So, yun yung Freud's or the Sigmund Freud's psychosexual stage, which is the OA phalange. So, yun yung mnemonics natin. Okay, number 5. Okay, number 5. O, kaninong theory naman ito? Yung microsystem, mesosystem, and exosystem, macrosystem. So, kaninong theory ito? Yung ecological theory. Okay, very good. That is under theory of Brenner. Okay, so sabi dito, Trisha goes with her mother in school, so she enjoys the workplace of her mother. So which of the following ecological theories is illustrated by the situation? Okay, so ano yung answer natin dito? Ano yung clue word natin? So yung clue word natin dito is the workplace of her mother. Okay, the answer is, wait, nagkamala ko dito. So the answer here is the exo system. Okay, so let's see. Ayan, so pag sinabi nating macro system, or start natin dun sa loob. So, microsystem. Okay, pag sinabi nating microsystem, it is the interactions between the individuals and their social relationships. So, it is a child's immediate surroundings. So, ano nga ba yung nakapaloob dun sa microsystem? So, nandyan yung family, the influence of the church, the schools, and then the peers. And next is the mesosystem. So, pag sinabi naman nating mesosystem, that is the interactions between individual microsystem relationship. Okay, it refers to the point in which two social microsystem merge. Okay, nag-merge na dyan si microsystem and the mesosystem. So one example of mesosystem is the combination of home and then the school environment. Okay, next, pag sinabi naman natin na exosystem, the environments or the interactions between the environments and the influence or ayan, so interaction between environments exerting influence on the individual. So diyan naman pumapasok yung neighbors, the politics, the social services. Pag sinabi nating social services, nandyan yung work or yung workplace and so on. Okay, pag sinabi naman nating macro system, that is what? The larger cultural societal context or the outermost layer of this one. Okay. So, yung individual naman, that is the traits and identities, the traits and characteristics of individual. Again, pag sinabi nating microsystem, yan yung school, church, family, and peers. Pag mesosystem naman, that is the interaction between that two or the merge of between that two. And then pag exosystem, nandyan yung workplace. And then pag macrosystem, the outermost layer or the largest or the larger cultural and societal concept or context. Nandyan na yung culture, the attitudes, and values. Okay, so yan yung theory ni Brenner when it comes to ecological theory. So the correct answer here is the exosystem. So not macro system. Okay, next. So what is the correct sequence of prenatal stage of development? O dapat lahat is nakuha ito. Okay, dito sa number 6, may sumagot ng letter A, which is 21 ang sumagot sa letter A, and nakuha yan ng lahat yung tamang sagot, which is letter C. Ayan. So, meron tayong stages of prenatal development. So, we have the germinal stage. Pag sinabi natin germinal stage, that is the first 2 weeks after conception. Pag sinabi naman natin embryonic, that is the 3rd through the 8th week. And the fetal period, which is time from the 9th week until birth. Okay, so yun yung mnemonics natin, Jeff. Germinal, embryonic, and fetal. Okay. Again, mnemonics is Jeff. Ayan, so next, which theory operates on the stimulus response principle? O, dapat nakuha nyo rin ito, the stimulus response principle, which means all behaviors are caused by external stimuli. O, yung clue natin dyan is stimulus response principle, all behaviors. Okay, tignan natin kung sino ang nakakuha ng sagot. Ayan, so nakuha naman ng lahat. Meron tayong 83%, which is 83 of the 100 na sumagot. Again, 100 lang po yung sumagot dun sa ating dito sa Prof. Ed Set B natin. So 83 ang sumagot. However, may nakakuha naman ng mali na 8 dun sa constructivist, 6 sa cognitive, and contextual is 3. Okay, the answer here is the behaviorist theory. Again, pag sinabi nating stimulus response principle na nag-operates under the behavior that are caused by external stimuli, that is behaviorist theory. Okay, tignan natin. Pag sinabi natin contextual theories, that is the context or the students can construct meaning based on their own experiences. Kaya siya tinawag na contextual learning. The context. Again, pag cognitive theory naman, which is sa mind naman ito, that is understanding your thought processes. So, yun yung behaviorist theory, the external stimuli. Next, number 8. O, dito naman sa number 8 is kokonti lang yung nakasagot ng tama. So, may sumagot ng 26 dun sa correct answer and however, maraming sumagot dun sa attracted na factor natin. So, ano nga ba yung sagot nyo dito? Sige nga. Okay, dito ko malalaman kung sino yung sumagot ng correct answer and then dun sa mali. Okay? Tignan natin. Okay, sabi dyan si Miss Erica in her biology class accompanies her discussion with interesting visual aids. So, however, she strongly believes that students learn better when lessons are presented with images, real or imagined, aside from mere lecture method. Okay, so yung clue natin dyan is interesting visual aids or the use of presented with images, real or imagined, aside from mere lecture. Okay, so alisin natin si meaningful reception learning theory and then si social cognitive theory and then si informational processing theory. Okay, the correct answer is dual coding theory. Okay, so kung mapapansin nyo dun sa clue pa lang, dual coding, that is accompanied by the discussion with the combination of the visual aids na ginagamit ng teacher. Again, hindi lang basta lecture, but instead gumamit siya ng interesting visual aids to capture or to engage or to, ayun, so to capture the attention of her students. Okay, so pag sinabi natin dual coding, that is developed by Alan Pavio. Okay, so dual coding is a theory of cognition according to which humans processes and represent verbal and ayun, so non-verbal information in separate related system. Okay, so that is the use of images aids in learning. And then, next naman is, so yung clue pa natin dyan sa dual coding, that is verbal associations and visual imagery. Again, pag processing theory naman, that is, since it is processing, it is in the process from the word process, that is information processing theory. So it is a cognitive approach to understand how the human mind transform sensory information. Ayan. So model naman, model that information assumes that comes from the environment is subject to mental processes. Okay. Pag sinabi naman nating meaningful reception learning, yan naman yung theory ni David Osobel. Okay? Next, number 9. Okay, ano naman ito? Okay, ano yung sagot niyo dito sa number 9? Okay, maraming nakakuha sa inyo ng sagot. Tama. Okay, that is letter D. So, kasi sabi dito si Teacher J ay na physical education teacher, nag-demonstrate siya ng new skill na matututunan ng kanyang mga students upon watching him and later reproduce the skill. So, there is a what? A socially, uh, there is a what? Diyan na pumapasok yung social learning, yung pakikipag-halubilo natin or the attachment between the teacher and his students. So that is social learning. Okay, what is schema theory? Pag sinabi nating schema, again, what is schema? That is that is our prior knowledge. Okay, yan yung prior knowledge natin. It states that all knowledge is organized into units. Next is, ayan, schema is a generalized description. So, yan yung uh, prior knowledge natin or yung background knowledge natin dun sa isang bagay. Next, number 10. Okay, number 10, ano naman ito? Ayan, sabi niya dito, does not mind dogs in a pen or on a leash. Okay, so that is under classical conditioning. That is discrimination. Okay, very good. So marami nakakuha sa inyo ng sagot na discrimination. So i-recall lang natin. So pag sinabi nating discrimination under classical conditioning, that is term used in both classical and operant conditioning. So yan yung between one stimulus and similar stimuli. Pag stimulus generalization naman, ito yung pangkalahatan. Okay, that is the tendency for conditioned stimulus to evoke similar responses after the response has been conditioned. Ayan, so na-generalize niya yung stimulus. Okay, pag extinction naman, ano naman yung extinction? Nag-extinct. So that is the observed in both operantly conditioned and classically conditioned behavior. So when operant behavior that has been previously reinforced no longer produces reinforcing consequences, the behavior gradually stops occurring. Okay, ano nga ba, kaninong theory yung operant conditioning?
Skinner.
Okay, Skinner. How about classical?
Pavlov.
That is Ivan Pavlov. So ano yung mnemonics natin dun sa dalawa? Okay, baka mayroon pang nalilito. That is PCSO. Pag sinabi natin PC, that is Pavlov to classical, Skinner to operant. Pag sinabi naman nating operant, that is what? Reward and punishment. Okay, number 11. A music teacher is careful in planning activities for each lesson. He praises liberally and rewards correct answer. So what view of learning is exhibited? Ano yan? Okay, maraming nakakuha sa inyo and almost got the correct answer. That is operant conditioning. Your clue is reward. Rewards correct answer. Okay. Classical conditioning or the Pavlovian or respondent conditioning. So yan yung biologically potent stimulus. Example, yung food, ayan, pag nag-ring yung bell, di ba lalapit yung what? Yung aso. Okay, next, meaningful learning. Pag meaningful learning naman, that is rote learning and refers to a learning method where the new knowledge to acquire is related with the previous knowledge. Kaya siya tinawag na meaningful learning. So, nagkakaroon ng connections between the previous knowledge to the acquired knowledge. Okay, pag operant conditioning naman, that is reward and punishment. So, in every consequences. Pag social learning theory naman, that is from Kanino? Kay Albert Bandura. So that is the posits that learning is a cognitive.
Bandura.
So that is meron siyang social context. Next, number 12. O, dito naman sa number 12. O, Rita easily remembers dates and events in history. So, what component of long-term memory does Rita have? O, madali niya daw naaalala yung dates and events dun sa history. So, ano daw component ng long-term memory yon? So, is it creative thinking? Pag creative thinking, that is more on what? Creativity. Pag sinabi naman nating logical, that is more on logic. Pag critical naman, that is hot. Okay, the correct answer is reflective. Okay, nakuha ng lahat yung tamang sagot. Okay, critical thinking. Ayan, so that is evaluation. Yan, involves evaluation and perhaps a challenge. Ayan. Next is, pag creative naman, that is on solving a problem in one's own way. So, nasa kanyang pamamaraan. So, that is from imagination and your initiative to create or to solve that problem. Pag sinabi naman natin reflective thinking, ito naman yung nagre-reflect ka. You are looking back on your previous thinking or your previous knowledge and understanding. Pag sinabi naman natin logical, that is towards making a deduction and presenting arguments. So you are what? Presenting the information into what? Into logical way. So number 13. So sino daw yung mga global teacher? O, sino yung mga global teacher? Again, pa-screenshot kapag ng mga attendance natin and yung list ng nandito sa ating meeting. Ayan. So, sino daw yung mga global teacher? Okay, maraming sumagot ng letter B. So, sila ba isa competent in the use of information and communication technology? Okay, ang sagot is letter C. Pag sinabi natin global, global teacher that is from diverse groups and culture. Okay, yun yung lagi niyong tatandaan kapag nagsasagot kayo ng Prof. Ed. Halimbawa, ah, meron tayong dun sa choices, meron kayong nabasa ng mga real life application. So, yun yung kadalasan or yun yung always na ah, sagot. Okay, kasi ina-apply natin siya to real life application. So, dito naman is the teacher. If the teacher is a global teacher, then the teacher is able to teach learners from diverse groups and cultures. So, hindi lang siya competent sa paggamit ng technology, but instead, the teacher has the ability to teach not just yung mga, halimbawa, yung majority group, which is, halimbawa, dito sa atin, or yung mga, what do you call this, nakahiwalay yung mga indigenous people. So, dapat pag global teacher ka, you include them. Okay, hindi mo dapat sila sineset aside. Okay, sabi natin dito, global teacher is an educator that incorporates various global issues into their curriculum including, ayan, so multiculturalism, the economic, environmental, and social issues. So ano yan, you included that or you considered their economic stand, their environmental and social issues. Okay, number 14. Or the learners to must be taught to take stand. Oh, ayun, yung clue natin dyan, take stand and defend. So that is, okay, hindi siya empiricism or empiricist. Pag sinabi natin empiricist, that is the senses. And then pag sinabi naman natin progressivist, that is more on develop or progress. Pag rationalist naman, that is what? Reasoning. Okay, the correct answer is existentialist. Pag sinabi natin existentialist, that is to take stand and defend. You have the freedom, you have the choice. So yan yung clue natin, freedom, choice to defend or take stand. That is existentialism. Okay, number 15. Oh, don't just believe your teacher said so. So hindi ka lang daw basta naniniwala sa sinasabi ng iyong teacher, but instead you must be able to prove with the data that such conclusion is correct. So, kanino to? Kaninong view ito? Okay, maraming sumagot sa inyo ng rationalist and ayun, marami ding nakakuha ng correct na answer. So, hindi siya rationalist. So, siguro nalito kayo dun sa ah, or nandun kayo, nag-jive kayo dun sa clue na yung conclusion is correct. So, that is not a rationalist. But instead, it is empiricist. Okay, under empiricism, so hindi ka naniniwala hanggat hindi mo siya pinuprove or hindi siya nakikita ng iyong senses. Empiricism, that is sensory experiences. Ayan, so hindi ka naniniwala sa basta chismis na lang. So dapat nakita ng dalawa mong mata. Okay, that is the involves of sensory experience through observation, experimentation. Knowledge is based on experience. Ika nga. Okay. Next, number 16. So Miss Sanchez engages her learners in activities where they develop writing, critical thinking, problem-solving skills, and risk-taking. So which of these sensory skills does Miss Sanchez possess? O ano yung skills that teacher Sanchez possess? Okay, maraming sumagot sa inyo ng letter D. O may kinalaman ba dyan si life and career skills? But instead it is ayun o, it is more on the development of writing, critical thinking, problem-solving skills. Of course, that is learning and innovation skills. Ayan. So, hindi siya life and career skills that is related into job. Okay, pag information and technology skills, related more on siya sa technology. Pag communication skills, that is on verbal communicating. But this is learning and innovation skills. So pag learning and innovation skills, that is critical thinking and problem solving, communications, collaborations, creativity, and innovation. Pag sinabi naman natin digital literacy skills, that is the ICT literacy. Pag career and life skills naman, that is being flexible and adaptable when it comes to ayan, so when it comes to job or your career, so you have the initiative and self-direction, cross-cultural interaction, productivity, and accountability. So that is career and life skills. Okay, number 17. Mrs. Martin was approached by a parent who was concerned about the grades. So concerned daw siya about her grades. So comparing it with the grade of classmates. So which of these should Miss Martin do? Or Mrs. Martin do? Okay, nakuha ng lahat. That is show only the record of her daughter. So wala nang iba pa kasi yun lang yung pinaka-objective mo dapat dito. So sabi natin under section 9, and then the right of access to his own school records, the confidentiality of which the school shall maintain and preserve. Okay, number 18. Problem-based learning makes use of which type of problem? O problem-based learning. O maraming sumagot ng fixed solution. So that is not a fixed solution. Again, sabi natin dito, problem-based learning. Okay, tanggalin natin si letter C with fixed solution. So hindi po siya with fixed solution. Kasi problem-based, hindi lang naka-fix sa isang solution but instead mayroong iba't ibang solution. So hindi rin siya single solution. Hindi rin siya with no solution but instead it is no clear-cut answer. Okay, so pag sinabi natin problem-based learning, it is a student-centered pedagogy. Ayan, pag sinabi naman natin open-ended problem, that is a problem that has several or many correct answers. So, yun yung anong question ang sinasagutan ng open-ended question. Sige nga, anong question?
Divergent.
Okay, divergent question. So, anong question ito? Ano, halimbawa, so is it what, why, how, yung nagka-create ng open-ended problem or open-ended statement? That is answering the
Why
question
at how?
why and how. Okay. Next. Ayan. So, under problem-based learning tutorial, process involves working in small groups of learners. Okay, number 19. So, cooperative learning ends with what? Okay, maraming sumagot ng letter B. Pag sinabi natin cooperative learning, hindi po siya members reflecting on the cooperative process they went through. Okay, iilan lang yung nakakuha ng correct answer. But instead it is members giving the finishing touches to their work. Again, pag sinabi natin cooperative learning, it is a successful teaching strategy in which small teams, each with students of different levels of ability, use of variety learning activities to improve their understanding of a subject. So it is described as structuring positive interdependence. So sabi ni Ross and Smith, so describe successful cooperative learning task as intellectually demanding, creative, open-ended, and involve higher order thinking task. Okay, so yun po yung cooperative learning. Again, members giving what? The finishing touches to their work. So hindi lang basta nagre-reflect on cooperative process, but instead it is to touch their finishing work. Okay. Number 20. Okay, so what the linguistically intelligent group in mind? So which activity is least? Ayun, so least effective o least effective daw. Okay, maraming sumagot ng letter A. So however, nakuha din ng karamihan. Most of you got the correct answer and that is, so sabi natin dyan, linguistically intelligent. So what is the least effective? Of course, that is manipulative. Kasi si deductive reasoning, debates, and concept maps, that is consists of higher effective when it comes to linguistically intelligent. Okay, the correct answer here is manipulative. So nagkamali ako ng show ng correct answer dito. But instead, that is manipulative. Okay, manipulatives are what? This is the physical objects that are used as teaching tools to engage students in hands-on learning of mathematics. They can be used to introduce practice or remediate a concept. So yun po yung gamit ng manipulative. So simple lang sila. Okay, number 21. Okay, number 21. Teacher Renz requires his students to memorize the poem Mi Ultimo Adios, but they do not actually know the meaning of the poem. So, anong approach ang gagamitin ni teacher, yung, kung ano yung i-exhibit niya. So, this traditional technique, which turns the students into tiny parrots, is exhibited when teachers use what? Okay, anong approach yan? So, maraming nakakuha naman ng correct answer and that is rote learning technique. So since pag sinabi nating rote learning technique, that is the use of memorization. Okay, rote learning, repeat after me. So yun po yung rote learning. And students like tiny parrot. Okay, 2 stands for 2 covers of book, 4 fours walls of the classroom, 8 hours. Okay, so yun po yung 2 by 4 by 8. That is what? Okay, hours of students stay in the classroom learning is limited because it is confined with the three dimension. So, yun po yung 2 by 4 by 8. Okay, four, two covers in four walls of the classroom inside the 8 hours of learning. So, number 22. Okay, so your teacher is of the opinion that the world and everything in it are ever changing. Yun yung clue natin, ever changing. And so teacher teaches you the skill to cope with changes, which in his governing philosophy. Or your teacher, ayan, is of the opinion that the world and everything in it are ever changing and so teaches you the skill to cope with the changes. So tinuturuan do tayo to cope with the changes. Of course, so ano siya? So hindi siya idealism. Pag sinabi nating idealism, that is in more on our mind. Thoughts in mind. Okay, pag sinabi naman nating existentialism, that is to defend. Pag sinabi naman nating realism, that is reality or more on realistic. So it is experimentalism. So we are what? So it teaches us to cope with changes. So we need to attach into experimentalism. So experimentalism believes that things are constantly changing. Pag unchanging naman, ano naman yung unchanging? Perennialism. Okay, very good. Let's continue. Okay, so number 22, Mrs. Gomez conducts research on the psychosocial domain of development. So in what particular area of the child's development is Mrs. Gomez most likely to be interested with? Okay, so ano naman yung sagot natin dyan? Okay, so what is the answer? So si Mrs. Gomez daw is nag-conduct ng research about the psychosocial domain of development. So ano ngayon yung area na focus niya, which is his students most likely to be interested with? Okay? Nakuha ng lahat. So, pag sinabi nating psychosocial, that is emotions. Okay, yun po yung correct answer natin dito. So, nakuha naman ng lahat. So, there are 51 who answered the correct answer. However, mayroon ding sumagot ng perceptual ability. So, tignan natin. So, pag sinabi natin cognitive, that is the mental processes. Psychosocial domain features development in the person's emotions, personality, social interactions, and expectations. So, hindi lamang po nakafocus ang psychosocial domain sa emotions, but instead, it also focuses on personality, the social interactions, and expectations towards the children. Okay? Number 23. So, a teacher who subscribe, okay, naulit lang yan. So, that is letter C. Okay, number 24. In reading, it is the methodology and educational philosophy of the Writing Road to Reading program. O Writing Road, ano yon? Okay, nakuha ng lahat. Okay, there are 29 who got the correct answer. 46 naman yung maraming sumagot ng language experience approach. Okay, pag sinabi nating the Writing Road to Reading program, that is, so hindi po siya language experience approach, hindi rin siya rebus method, but instead it is Spalding method. So ano nga ba yung whole language approach? Pag sinabi natin whole language approach, that is a method of teaching children to read by recognizing words as a whole pieces of language. So, tinuturo po yun as a whole dun sa isang student. So, halimbawa, so dito, the proponents of the whole language philosophy believe that language should not be broken down into letters and combinations of letters and decoded. So, tinuturo po ng buo, halimbawa yung word na yon na tinuturo ng isang reader or the reader teacher. Okay, next, pag language experience approach naman or the LEA, it is a whole language approach that promotes reading and writing through the use of personal experiences and oral language. So, yun po yung language experience approach. Pag rebus, that is the use of picture. Pag spalding is also writing, reading. So, yun po yung pagkakaiba ng apat. Pag rebus, yun po yung use of pictures which is in replacement of the word. So, dito sa rebus method, halimbawa, gustong ituro ng teacher yung halimbawa yung reading strategy niya, yung gusto niyang ipaalam dun sa student na yon or dun sa bata na yon kung anong word yung i-replace niya dun sa salitang yon para mabasa niya or para ma-recall niya, ma-recognize niya kung anong correct na word ang gagamitin niya. Okay, number 25. So, a teacher shall base the evaluation of the learner's work only in what? Okay, number 25. Maraming sumagot ng letter A. So, the correct answer is a teacher. So, saan magbe-base si teacher upon the evaluation of her learners or his learners' work? So, sa attendance ba, character, merit, and quality of academic performance? So, wala pong kinalaman dyan si attendance. Okay, the correct answer is the merit of the students and the quality of his or her academic performance. Okay, so sabi natin sa Article 8, Section 6 of the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, a teacher shall base the evaluation of the learner's work only, ayan, so tatandaan nyo only in merit and quality of academic performance. So pasok na po dyan sa merit and quality yung attendance ng students. So, next, number 26. Okay, number 26, marami pa rin ang nalito. Okay, dito sa number 26, may sumagot ng letter B. So, is the continuing or the CPD for every teacher compulsory? So, compulsory daw ba si CPD? So, merong sumagot ng letter B. So, it is compulsory stated in the Magna Carta for public school teachers. So, nakadepend ba siya sa public school teachers? So, saan ang basis? So, meron din sumagot ng letter C. So, stated daw sa Republic Act 9293. And then may sumagot din ng letter D. So, no daw it is optional. So, mali na agad si letter D. So, it is compulsory stated in the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers. Okay? Huwag kayong malilito dyan. It is under the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, si CPD. So, ilang units ang kukunin under CPD? Ilang units? So, ilang units po sa CPD? Okay, that is 45. Okay, under Article 4, Section 3 of the Code of Ethics for Professional Teachers, yung CPE daw is a program of what? Of the PRC and shall pursue such other studies as will improve his efficiency, enhance the prestige of the profession, and strengthen his competence, virtues, and productivity. So, hindi po siya under public school. Is Code of Ethics. O number 27. So the following are the domains of NCBTS o NCBTS. So hindi po siya PPST. So ang updated na po ngayon is the PPST. So dati is the NCBTS. Okay, so NCBTS, okay, that is tenure of office. So tenure of office is not a domain of NCBTS. Instead, it is social regard for learning, learning environment, diversity learners, curriculum, planning, assessing, and reporting, community linkages, personal growth, and the professional development. So ito po yung domains ng NCBTS. Okay, number 28. Okay, number 28. Maraming nakakuha ng sagot. Okay, almost got the correct answer. So that is law of readiness. So bakit siya law of readiness? Ano yung clue word natin dyan? Okay, Miss Rita is an excellent physical education teacher. She started teaching volleyball to her grade 2 class. So despite all her efforts, her class did not seem to learn how to play the game. So yun po yung clue natin. So her class that does not seem to learn how to play the game. So what law of learning was disregarded? So ano daw yung na-disregard niya? That is the law of readiness. Okay, pag sinabi natin law of readiness, that is the learner should be biologically prepared. So dapat prepared si student. And then pag law of exercise naman, that is the best example for law of exercise is the drills. Okay, so things most often repeated are best remembered. So kapag inulit mo ng paulit-ulit, that is the law of exercise. So magre-retain at magre-retain siya sa utak or sa isip. So practice alone is not enough for improvement. So hindi lang na-improve sa pagiging mapag-isa mo or in alone, that, but instead you are, of course, nag-improve ka by what? Your colleagues. Okay, law of effect. What is law of effect naman? So, law of effect, sabi natin dito, the stimulus response is strengthened, so it is a positive. And then, however, weakened naman when it comes to negative. So, yun naman yung effect. So, that, sabi dito, responses that produce a satisfying effect in a particular situation becomes more likely to occur again in that situation. However, if discomforting naman yung accompanying niya, and it becomes what? Less likely to occur again in that situation. So, doon pumapasok si stimulus response, strengthened is equal to positive, and then si stimulus response weakened naman, so magiging negative yung outcome. So, yun po yung law of effect. So, learning is strengthened when accompanied by pleasant, however, weakened naman when associated with unpleasant feeling. Meron tayong two parts. That is the law of use and law of disuse. Okay, so law of use, connections grow stronger when used. So, dyan pumapasok yung vigor and duration as well as the frequency of its making. So, pag law of disuse naman, weaker naman kapag hindi siya ginamit. Okay, so pag ginamit, of course, that is what? Nagkakaroon ng connections. And then, kapag disuse naman, is humihina. Okay, so there are 5 additional principles that have added in Thorndike's law. Okay, so ano nga ba yon? That is the primacy. Pag primacy, primary. Ano ba yung primary? That is being stated in the first. Pag recency naman, recent. Pag principle of intensity, students learn more from what? From real thing rather than a substitute. Okay, pag principle of freedom naman, that is things freely learned as best. Okay, so law of requirement naman, that is we must have something to obtain or to do something. Okay, hindi natin mamimit yung ganun na skills if hindi natin ginamit si law of requirement. So number 29. Number 29, ano yung sagot niyo dito? Maraming sumagot ng letter A. So which of the following statement has a very limited definition of educational technology? So bakit nyo sinagot si letter A? That is not the correct answer. It is not talks about profession composed of various job categories. So ano yung correct answer natin dyan? Okay, that is letter B. It refers to the computers used for teaching and learning. So tignan natin. So ano nga bang educational technology? Pag sinabi natin educational technology, it is the study and ethical practice of facilitating learning and improving performance by creating or by the use of education or by the use of technology. Okay, number 30. So which of the following statements is correct about the domains of educational technology? Or what is the correct statements about the domains of technology? Okay, may sumagot ng letter A, may sumagot din ng letter B, and then meron din sumagot ng letter D. So mas maraming sumagot ng letter D. So the correct answer is letter D. That is the utilization is the action phase. Tignan natin. So ano nga ba yung domains of educational technology? That is design, development, utilization, management, and evaluation. Okay, so that are the 5 domains of educational technology. In terms of design, which is to establish framework to guide, so yan yung, that is the service guide or planning. So development naman is to develop the framework or materials produced. Pag utilization is, ito na yung using or the use. Pag management naman is managing or implementing. Pag evaluation naman, that is the assessing, evaluating, judgment, or monitoring. Okay, number 31. On number 31, the principal denied the enrollment of 3 foreign students, claiming that the school already have 300 foreign students out of the 900 total number of enrollment. Okay, ano yung answer natin dito? So, justified ba yung ginawa ng action ni principal? Okay, bakit may sumagot ng C? So, it is a violation of the right to access education. Okay, mali po yun. So, the correct answer is letter D. That is granted by the Constitution. So, meron po tayong law again regarding that. Okay, so that is under Section 4 of RA 10533. So, no educational institution shall be established exclusively for aliens, and no group of aliens shall comprise more than one-third of the enrollment in any school. So the provisions of this subsection shall not apply to schools established of foreign diplomatic personnel and their dependents, and unless otherwise provided by law for other foreign temporary residents. So meron po tayong one-third of the enrollment in any school. So sabi kasi dito is 300 students out of the 900 total number of enrollees or the enrollment are denied. So that is supported by the Section 4 of RA 10533. Okay, number 32. Okay, sino daw ang nag-administer sa continuing professional education? O may kinalaman ba dyan si DepEd, si PRC, si CHED, or si Civil Service Commission? Okay, the correct answer here is PRC. Again, nagkamali ako ng paglalagay ng transition dun sa correct answer. But instead, it is PRC. Ayan, so si PRC po ang may pakana ng pamimigay ng continuing professional education. Okay, so Article 4, a teacher and the profession. So nakasaad po dyan na si PRC ang may obligation or responsibility in giving the continuing professional education of teacher. Okay, number 33. So what is the heart of the Teacher Education Development Program or the TEDP? So hindi po siya LET, hindi rin siya IPPD and RPMS, but instead it is the NCBTS. So yun po yung heart ng TEDP. Ayan, so nakasad na po dyan that NCBTS is the heart of Teacher Education Development Program. So they are the key element of the TEDP. So under TEDP, nandyan po yung anong program? Yung practice teaching or the internship of a teacher or the teacher student. Okay, number 34. So you combine several subject areas in order to focus on a single concept for interdisciplinary teaching. So which strategy did you use? Okay, combine several subjects to focus single concept for interdisciplinary. Okay, maraming nakakuha ng correct answer. That is thematic instruction. So pag unit method naman, or the Morrisonian technique, okay, that is the mastery formula for learning. So that is in terms of pre-test, and then teaching, test the result, and then adapt procedure. So number 35, which holds true of competency-based instruction? Okay, true daw of competency-based instruction. Okay, maraming nakakuha ng sagot. That is the criterion reference. So ano ba yung pagkakaiba ng criterion reference and norm reference? Okay, anyone? Okay, what is the difference between criterion reference and norm reference? O pag sinabi natin competency-based learning, refers to systems of instruction. So yan yung mga competency-based. Okay, pag sinabi naman natin norm reference, that is what? The position of tested individual in a predefined population, or in short, that is the comparison of the scores of students to another students, or that is the comparing. Okay, so yun po yung comparing of grades. Pag sinabi naman natin criterion reference, that is against the standards. Okay, yung clue word natin pag norm reference is comparing, pag criterion naman, that is against. Okay, number 36. Okay, so gusto mo daw magturo ng concepts, patterns, and abstraction. So anong method ang gagamitin mo? Okay, maraming sumagot ng deductive method. So karamihan sa inyo is sumagot ng deductive method. Okay, that is indirect instruction. So pag sinabi natin indirect instruction, that is the high level of students' involvement. So nandyan na yung hats. Okay, that is observing, investigating, drawing inferences from data, and forming hypotheses. Okay, ito naman. You want to teach facts and rules. Which one will you use of? Okay, gusto mo daw magturo ng factual and then the rules. Okay, that is direct instruction. So, magdadirect ka agad-agad. Okay, so that is direct instruction or the lecture method. Okay, number 38. So, anong type ng question ang ginamit ni teacher dito? So, okay, si teacher, nagtanong siya, why is the process called photosynthesis? Okay, so si student daw is sumagot ng, I don't know. Okay, anong technique ang ginamit or anong technique ang gagamitin ni teacher? Okay, that is prompting. Sinabi nating prompting question, that is an open question created to elicit anecdotal experiences from participants, or that is the open-ended questions. So that is prompting. So hindi kakampante na ganun na lang basta yung sagot ng student mo. So dapat magtatawag ka pa ng iba to answer your question. So that is prompting question. Okay, number 39. Oh, free education is granted to, so hindi siya high school level lang. So hindi rin siya elementary. So hindi rin siya all level kasi pag sinabi nating all levels kasali na diyan si what? Kasali na diyan si tertiary, the masteral, doctoral. Okay, instead it is elementary and high school level. So Article 14 Section 1 and then 2. So that is nakasaad dyan na free public education in elementary and high school levels. Okay, so without limiting the natural rights of parents to rear their children. Again, elementary education naman is compulsory for all children of school age. So yun naman yung si elementary education. Okay, number 40. O ito, number 40, pinakamadali lang ito. Okay, marami pa rin nalito sa inyo dito. Closeness to direct experience. So, ano daw yung mas malapit sa direct experience? Okay, that is contrived experience. So, ano yung mnemonics natin dito? So, kaninong tsuri ito? That is Edgar Dale's Cones of Experience. So, ano yung mnemonics natin dito? Okay, yung mnemonics natin is, okay, pag pinag-usapan natin or pinag-uusapan natin si Edgar Dale's Cones of Experience, ang gagamitin natin na mnemonics para mas mabilis nating matandaan is ito po, yung di ko drama, di trip X mo o vive. So pag sinabi natin D, that is direct purposeful experiences or nandyan, pasok dyan si reality. Pag contrived experiences naman, that is the mock-ups. Okay, so pag dramatized experience, that is on drama. And then demonstrations, field trip, exhibits, motions, audio recordings, visual symbols, and verbal symbols. So from concrete to abstract. Okay. So nasan dyan si concrete? Sinong pinakamalapit sa concrete? Si direct. Kay abstract naman, that is the verbal. Okay, number 41. So which of the following methods would best make learners familiar with the parts and uses of the microscope? O para familiar daw yung students or the learners sa parts and uses ng microscope. So anong method ang pinaka-best na gagamitin ni teacher? Okay, maraming sumagot ng experimentation. Meron din sumagot ng discovery. So nag-discover ba siya dyan? So, nag-experiment ba? But instead, it is expository teaching. So, in-expose ni teacher yung kanyang mga students to use the microscope in order to what? To familiarize the functions or the parts and the functions of the microscope. Okay, so that is expository teaching or that is the direct instruction. So number 42, so ito naman is a discussion technique that gets students out of their chairs and into a mode of active engagement. The advantage of method is its flexibility and variety of benefits for students and instructor alike. Okay, that is what? That is a gallery walk. Okay, nakuha ng lahat. Okay, number 43. Okay, mamaya natin i-rationalize kung ano nga ba yung mga gallery walk, dueling documents, fishbowl method, or debriefing. Okay, next, number 43. So, ano namang strategy? Ito is affecting in helping students understand one reason why historians sometimes arrive at different conclusions about the past. So, anong strategy? So, anong strategy ang naka-apekto dun sa understanding ng students regarding the reason kung bakit yung mga historians is nag-arrive or nag-jump out sila dun sa iba't ibang conclusions about the history or about the past events? Okay, maraming sumagot ng case study. That is not a case study and that is not also a fishbowl but instead it is a dueling documents. Okay, nandyan na rin mismo yung clue word natin, historians. So they have their own documents or they have their own accounts. Okay, number 44. Oh, ang clue naman natin dito is inner circle. Inner circle, and then inarrange ni teacher to form a concentric circle outside of it. And then, ang gagawin ni teacher ngayon is magse-select ng participants to answer the questions of that teacher. And that is a fishbowl. Okay, number 45 naman. Ano naman itong 45? Ito naman is a process of receiving explanation, receiving information, and situation-based reminders of the concepts, reporting of measures of performance, investigation, assessment of performance, that is, so hindi po siya dueling documents, hindi rin po siya case study, so alin dyan sa dalawa? That is letter, so ano nga ba yung KWL? So anong ibig sabihin ng KWL table? That is, anong ibig sabihin ng KWL? Okay, that is what I know, and then what I want to know, and what I learned. So, yun po yung KWL chart or KWL table. And the answer is debriefing. Okay, rationalize natin. So, ang tawag po dun sa lahat ng yun is dueling documents. So, this is the strategy that affects the students to understand one reason why historians sometimes arrive at different conclusions about the past. So, yung pinaka-clue word natin sa dueling documents, that is the historians arrive into different conclusions. Okay, so there are steps, and the first is to select a topic and then to gather documents about the example, the person, the event, institution, society, and so on. And next is meron tayong tinatawag na jigsaw. Pag sinabi naman natin jigsaw, that is to split the class into halves and dividing the students and then to give their tasks. So, yun po yung jigsaw. So, next is have students read and analyze their documents and later on is i-discuss nila and what is their suggestions about the topic. And number 5 naman is the students who analyze document A pair them off with students who analyze document B and so on. So there is a collaboration or exchange of ideas. Okay, number 5 or the number 6 step is to tell the students that they are now going to play a game of dueling dueling documents. That is to explain that they have two documents that are competing to tell the story of the past. There are uh, selected participants among the group who explained their understanding about the document A and then the document B, and then which source is best and why, and then with which conclusion about the past is best and why. So yun po yung mga questions under uh, that process or that step. Okay, next, number 7 is to what? Tatanungin mo ngayon yung each group to explain which document won the duel and why. So, sino sa kanilang mas credible, sino sa kanilang mas valid. And then, number 8 is pumapasok na ngayon dyan si debriefing. Okay, pag sinabi naman natin debriefing, that is why might historians arrive at different conclusions about the past. Therefore, debriefing is a process of receiving explanation, receiving information, and that is to measure the performance, opportunities, to further investigate the results of the study, investigation, and to assess or to make a judgment about the account or about the documents of that historian. Okay, next is the case study. That is, pag sinabi naman natin case study, that is a report about a person, a group, situation that has been studied. So, kailangan dyan ng malaliman na pag-aaral, which is conducted in formal research method. So, nakapaloob dyan si critical thinking. Okay, pag concept formation naman, that is in the concept. Okay, so it is an inductive teaching strategy. So, pag sinabi natin inductive, so ano ulit ang inductive? Ang pagkaiba ng inductive sa deductive? Pag sinabi natin inductive teaching or inductive, that is from specific to okay, pag sinabi natin inductive, that is okay, what is inductive teaching? Specific to general. And then pag sinabi naman natin deductive, that is general to is specific. And then KWL table, that is a chart which is already know, already want to know, and ultimately learn. So what do you need to learn? Okay, number 46. Okay, number 46. Okay, maraming sumagot ng B, C, D. Ilan lang nakakuha sa correct answer. So sabi dito, Edward Paul Torrance is known as the father of creativity. So his framework for creative thinking, which refers to the use or to the production of great number of ideas or alternate solutions to problems. So the correct answer is fluency. So alam niya yung kanyang ginagawa or alam niya yung kanyang what? That is refers to ayun. So it refers to the production of great number of ideas or alternate solutions to the problem. So, fluent siya doon. So, tignan natin. So, Torrance Framework for Creative Thinking. So, fluency. Pag sinabi natin fluency, there is an alternate solutions to problems. Okay. Pag sinabi naman natin flexibility, that is, you are being able to flexible. So, you have to show a variety of possibilities of realms of thoughts. So, ano yung mga kapalog dito? That is, to see things from different points of view. So, you are flexible in that terms. So, pag elaborate naman, so that is to enhance ideas or to provide more details. So, you need to expand that idea. And then pag originality naman, it is your own work. So, you have to gain a originality. So, that is to make your ideas unique or unusual. Again, pag fluency implies of understanding. Pag flexibility naman, you tend to see things from different points of view. Pag elaborate is to expand, to provide more details. Pag originality naman, that is to produce unique ideas, unusual ideas, or your own creative originality ideas. Okay, number 47. Okay, ito naman number 47. Ilan lang ang nakakuha ng sagot. So, merong nakakuha ng 11. So, out of 100, merong 11 na sumagot ng correct answer. Okay, sabi natin dito, states that to motivate our students for learning, so we need to satisfy their needs, okay, such as their belongingness, their power, so being competent, and then their needs in terms of their freedom to choose, and then the freedom of uh, for them to enjoy learning and have fun. So that is their choice theory. Okay, so theories on factors affecting motivation. So we have attribution theory. Pag sinabi natin attribution theory, that is explains that we attribute our success or failures to several factors. Okay, so meron tayong tatlo. So it is your attribute to your popularity to your popular parents. So locus. So that is internal versus external, which is it is in terms of the place. So if your student traces his good grade to his ability and to his hard work, then he attributes his good grades to internal factors. So dito nakapaloob na yung pag-aaral kung bakit ganun yung ginagawa ng isang student. So you need to you need to ayan, so gusto mong malaman yung or you want to know the reason behind that student. Okay. Kung bakit ganun yung naging effect sa kanya. Again, stability naman is stable versus unstable. Stable, that is something that can be changed. Unstable naman, that is something that can change. Okay, number 3 is controllability. Controllable versus uncontrollable. Okay, so self-efficacy naman, that is your sense of high sense of competence. Okay? Self-determination and self-regulation. Pag self-determination, that is your belief that you have some choice and you need to control regarding the things that they do and the directions of their lives to take. So, ano nga ba yung pagkakaiba nila ni self-regulation? Pag self-regulation, it is your ability to master yourself or himself, person's ability to master himself, to master yourself, that is to regulate yourself. Pag self-determination, you are determined. Pag regulation, you are regulating, you are making what? You are making a judgment, assess yourself. Okay, next, ito yung mga processes under self-regulated. You have your goal setting, planning, attention control, application of learning strategies, your self-monitoring, self-evaluation, and then next is the choice theory. So pag choice theory naman, that is we need to satisfy the needs of our students. Okay. And then hierarchy of needs naman, that is kay Maslow. Okay, number 48. Okay, number 48, ano naman ito? Okay, so according to Kolb's, learning is the process whereby knowledge is created through the transformation of experience. So that is, okay, ang clue word natin dyan, transformation of experience. That is concrete experience. So meron tayong apat na experiential learning cycle by Kolb's. Okay, so that is concrete experience. Pag sinabi natin concrete experience, doing or having an experience. Pag reflective, reflection, you have to review. Abstract conceptualism naman is that is what? Learning from the experience. Pag active naman, that is planning and then trying out what you have learned. So active experimentation, that is action mo na or you need to execute. Okay, concrete experience, new experience of situation. Pag reflective, that is, again, pag concrete, new experience of situation that is encountered. Pag reflective naman, that is what? Okay, you need to reflect, you need to review or to assess your previous knowledge or understanding. Pag abstract naman, to give rise to a new idea. Pag active experimentation naman, that is the learner applies them to the world around them to see what results. So, nandyan na yung application into reality para malaman mo if your action is effective or not, if the result is effective or not. Okay, number 49. So, it suggests a teacher's unique way of presenting the topic to the learners characterized by ad, uh, adeptness in performing the steps with utmost care to ensure the attainment of learning objective. So, maraming nakakuha sa inyo ng sagot dyan. That is strategy. So, that is a unique way to present the topic. Of course, that is the strategy of the teacher on how he or she are going to teach or to deliver the lesson. That is guided by his or her learning objective. Okay, last, so two teachers are following the same method. So, but one differs in selecting the teaching devices that she uses to ensure smooth procedure. So, what do you call this one? Okay, maraming nalito. So, that is not a method, that is not a technique, and that is not approach, that, but instead that is also a strategy. So, kahit same sila ng method, pero magkaiba naman sila ng pagtuturo or strategy, and that is a strategy. So, ano nga bang method? Pag sinabi nating method, that is the plan, which is to achieve your learning objective. Or it is a procedure which is followed strictly. Next, strategy naman, that is carefully devised plan of action to achieve an objective. So, pag method, that is a systematic plan or that is a plan. Okay, that is your procedure. So, in order to attain or to achieve that procedure or that method is you need to have your unique strategy on how are you going to achieve that objective. Next is your technique. So, it is your style. It is your art of teaching. So, yun yung tinatawag natin na method, strategy, and technique. Okay? So, that concludes for our discussion. So, I hope you learned a lot.